everyone. Karl Klausewitz, your host. I want to welcome you all to my podcast, an opportunity for you to listen to your favorites here. We'll talk to real people about their real businesses, real inspirations, real struggles, real ideas, real motives, and more importantly, their real experiences. So are you ready to witness it all? Let's get started. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having us.
So you're in Amsterdam now, huh?
I'm in Bussum, which is about half an hour away from Amsterdam.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys always lived there? What's it like there?
Well, I was originally born in New Zealand, but I've lived in both places for periods of my life. But
very cool.
Yeah, it's
Have you always lived in Amsterdam as well, Marc?
Sorry?
Oh, not really. No, I grew up in Germany actually, near Cologne, and I moved to the Netherlands around 8 years ago. Lived there near Amsterdam somewhere for quite a while. Now, since a year and a half, I've been living in Istanbul, in Turkey. So yeah, I mean, yeah, spent a lot of time in the Netherlands. Yeah.
So how did you guys get together to found a business? How did that happen?
So we both had our own marketing agency for a while. We just started to network a little bit on Instagram. So we just figured out, hey, Bradley's doing the exact same thing as me, with the exact same clients, exact same offer and goal. Yeah, I think I can say goal. We both just wanted the exact same thing in the same niche, in the same market. So we just decided to partner up. And instead of competing with each other, we just decided to partner up. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Awesome. So you just met because you were doing the same thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
And we met at through a mutual friend of ours at one of his. He had a housewarming party, and that's where I met Marc originally. And then through like Instagram, I saw he was kind of doing the same thing, and we started talking about it. And we were kind of wanting the same things out of life, kind of heading towards the same direction. So like after a while, like why don't we just join forces and do this together? So that's how we molded together, I guess.
Oh, cool.
Exactly.
So you guys were already kind of both had the similar interests in marketing. Were you already working your own businesses then at that point, it sounds like?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what was that like after you joined? Did you did things really pick up after that, or was that a big shot in the arm for you?
Well, I do think that Brad and I have different specialties. I think Bradley's very good in showing his face. You know, his English is just fantastic because he grew up he's from New Zealand, so he has a very pretty face. So all the clients, everyone just sees Brad. You know, I think I see myself more like from a operational POV. Like I like to do just the operational stuff, like the behind the scenes stuff, thinking about new copy, this and setting up new campaigns. You know. So yeah, I think we have found something that works quite well for both of us, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem Marc is a bit more operational, it's a bit more working on the systems, and I tend to come in for like copy stuff or to like refinements, like the little details to kind of further improve it. Is what it seems.
Great. So how are you developing these strengths then?
Well, I've been in hospitality for quite a few years.
Mm-hmm.
So through that, I kind of learned to talk to various personality types and deal with difficult situations. So kind of through that, I think I'm more comfortable with, I guess, showing my face and a bit more the detail oriented, like in hospitality it can be. So I feel like that has definitely given me an edge in that regard. So that's definitely where my experience came from mostly.
And it seems like you guys have kind of very complementary experiences. Mark, how does your experience then play into the picture?
Yeah, I think hospitality itself is just so important. Just not because of the things you do. It's usually not important, but like you get to know so many people. Like Bradley worked as a barman, as a barista, of course. I worked in a cinema, so I had the pleasure to work with a lot of drunken people, with a lot of funny people from other countries. Just getting to know people, getting to know different personality types, just learning how to interact with them. After that, I worked at a electronics store. So there I learned a little bit of sales, how to sell TVs and radios and cameras and sound systems. I really hated that, not because of the sales stuff, but really because my boss was just incredibly, how do I say that without offending anyone? He was not a pleasant person, but the sales part really, it's kind of addicting. It's really addicting when someone walks in, a family walks in, and they're really looking to buy something, for example, a television, and you really understand their problems, that you really understand their desire and their needs, and you can really get into a flow with them, understand what they want, what kind of games they want to play on it, for example, and just like 20 minutes later, they walk out spending, 1,500 euros, and I get a nice commission on that, of course. So it's so addicting. It's very addicting. Yeah.
So how is that's led into your marketing then, obviously, and what you do with your marketing? Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? How that's helped you in your marketing?
Well, I think understanding what a person needs is the most important thing. I think you can have the best product in the world, but if that prospect if a business doesn't like it, doesn't want it, doesn't need it, then there's just no point. You could be the best salesperson in the world. If that person doesn't want it, just doesn't want it. I think that's one of the things I learned. There were a lot of people that just wanted to look around. So my boss always told me, try to upsell something, but I just figured like, there's no point. I know those types, they walk in, they want to look at something, and they walk out. So I just let them go. And the same can be said about our business right now. We try to understand what our prospects want, and then try to strike with an offer at the exact at a good time, at a good place. So I think that's so important to really get the timing right and the offer right. That's just the most important thing. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So if I were a prospective customer, what kinds of services could I expect to get help with?
From us or?
Yeah.
So
what would I be able to build in my business, or what would I be able to do?
Yeah. So right now we are in a transition phase. The past year we have been really going all into e-com, which is just a crazy space. So we try to really get a foot into the e-com market. We tried that a lot. I wouldn't say it was a success. I wouldn't say it was a failure. It was more a learning point, I think. And right now we are planning some very cool things for 2023. So I don't want to say yet what my market we will do. I think on my LinkedIn and on Bradley's LinkedIn, that will be apparent very, very soon. But we have learned a lot this year, and I think 2023 will be just crazy. Yeah.
Awesome. So you do cross-platform marketing then for customers? You help on all
our clients. Yeah, it depends what they want, So every business needs is different, are different, of course. Some people need to focus more on client acquisition. Some business need to focus more on client retention, client leads quality, and then also following up on those leads. Some businesses really want or need SEO, website design, or just a new website in general. So it really depends. We try to do a lot without sacrificing quality of our service. I think.
Sure.
So I think that's the best thing I can say about that. Quality is so important for me.
Sure. Yeah. So you say you moved on from e-commerce. What kinds of customers are you seeing now? Where are most of your customers?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still in transition phase from ecom.
Okay.
But I can't really say what our new client acquisition system or where our new clients are coming from.
Yeah, kind of exploring various things,
Yeah,
kind of seeing
kind
what.
of exploring.
So
Yeah.
what are some strategies that you use that set you apart?
Oh, evergreen strategies, of course.
Okay.
I'm definitely not a believer in trends. I think trends are expensive and they cost a lot of time. You know, trying to get TikTok is a good example. You can get very large on TikTok. You can get so large on TikTok, but it just costs so much time and so much effort. And the result of that is not guaranteed because it's a trend. It comes and goes very quick. So what we try to do also for are just evergreen tactics, just things that work all year, every year, that have worked for the past 100 years and will work for the next 100 years. So yeah.
So, Bradley, what do you think about what are you thinking while we're talking about strategy?
What am I thinking about strategy? What do you mean?
What are some strategies that maybe you use with clients to help them grow faster?
I think it's a very. I think it really depends on the business too. I mean, you need to have a look and listen also to what the client wants, exactly what they want. So by asking the right questions and just really listening to what it is they're currently doing, what's been working, what's not been working, why it hasn't been working, what can they change in order for that to work, and then to see how we can use our resources and to get them to their goals so that they don't have to struggle and go through all of that just by themselves. So it really depends. That's why we like to have meetings beforehand and a lot of communication beforehand, just to kind of see where they're at, where they're heading, and what we can do to I guess guide them there, and to so that they learn as well how to do it.
Yeah, that's such a big point because I do feel like a ton of agencies nowadays just try to sell one thing that's just Facebook ads, for example. So they go to every single person on earth asking, do you need Facebook ads? Well, the answer is obviously no. So what we try to do is just really understand the market. It's just the fact that not everyone needs or wants Facebook ads. And if they do want or need that, it's just better to not say Facebook ads or marketing in general because it's just such a turn-off. Yeah, big turn-off. So it's really important. My advice to a lot of people would be just never use Facebook ads or this or that. Just try to put some Christmas decoration paper around it, you know, just package it, call it something else, you know, just go to a randomizer, type some words in it and come up with a nice word for it and just give it a name, package it very nicely, and then you can sell ads, for example. So
just doing a ton of research as well will go a long way, just in whatever, just research is like seems to be the biggest part of doing any of this.
As far as what the competition is doing, sort of thing.
Yeah, because of course there's tons of courses on how to do all this stuff, and they all kind of repackage what like the top 3 in the market do, and they just copy paste everything, and they just use the same words, same thing. That's why when you use like these words like Facebook ads or advertising agency, whatever, and a potential client sees that in like an email or whatever, like they're into like, yeah, nah, this guy's just the same old. I've seen this 1,000 times already. So that's why do some research in your market and think of what makes you unique. And then, as Mark said, use like a generator or whatever. Repackage that same boring sentence and repackage it and make it unique to yourself. So it sounds like something that they need, like they want. Like it's wow, okay, cool. That's so unique to them. And I feel like that will really set you apart properly instead of just using, like the courses will definitely give you like a nice blueprint of how to do a lot of things, but people don't spend the time to actually make it unique, make it something that like portrays their own personality instead of just using someone else's words. That's yeah,
it's a big thing with courses, of course. Like a lot of courses give templates or just step-by-step guide how to do stuff. A lot of people just copy and paste a template or a script, for example. But when you have like 4,000 people buying that course, and all of a sudden half of them, so 2,000 of those people start to use the exact same script, it's quite easy to see that that's not going to work for anyone except for the very first person that does that. So I think courses in general are fantastic if you find a good course, but don't copy and paste everything, because that may have worked like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, but now you really have to think outside of the box and maybe even decide like Facebook ads, maybe want to try TikTok ads or automation or something else. There are a lot of people doing that, especially in the e-com space. But I still think that if you are really good at it and know how to sell, you can have a lot of success with that still with Facebook ads. Yeah.
Okay. So now you're kind of, at first I thought you were totally away from Facebook ads, but they're not all bad.
No, they're not bad. Definitely not.
Of course not. No, it's still so good. Facebook, it just works. I don't know why, because I really dislike Facebook. I haven't used Facebook as a consumer in like 3 years now, I think, or 4 years.
Yeah.
I still get tagged every single day. I still get messages from people that tag me on Facebook. I dislike Facebook with all my passion. I dislike Mark Zuckerberg, seriously. Been banned so many times on the ads manager. It's just crazy. Just Facebook is just a mess. Yeah. Mainly because it just tries to be everything. It tries to be a marketplace of gaming, live streaming. The quality has gone downhill so massively. Same is now happening with Instagram. Unfortunately, I love Instagram, but it's turning into Facebook, unfortunately. Yeah.
These I feel like these businesses that try to be everything to everybody just completely lose what made them good.
A lot. Exactly. I mean, you can say the same thing to businesses. It's very important, especially for beginner agencies, to just focus on one thing, on one niche, on one offer, and then slowly you can expand, but not as much as Mr. Zuckerberg does that. So, because the quality has just gone downhill so much, so.
Yeah. Or I've even heard people say that it's better to focus on just one marketing channel until you your business is really up and running.
Yeah.
Well, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Focus on one, exactly. Try to hire a few people that you really trust, like full-time actual hiring, not contractors, but actual people that want to work with you. Get some testimonials, try to have a little bit of capital going, and then you can really go all into whatever you want to do. It could be e-com, could be launching your own clothing line or something, but you really need to get a foothold. You start small and then just expand. It's the same how Amazon started. I mean, Jeff Bezos started with selling books, and now they sell absolutely everything except for girlfriends. That's unfortunate, but start small, I would say.
Yeah, I've even heard people say that. People will look for they'll wait for the right product, and I have to find the right product to sell before I start my business. And heard a lot of people say it actually doesn't. The product doesn't even matter. It's building your brand that is the important thing. And then,
Oh yeah, from a consumer POV, definitely 100%. Like if you have a B2C business, forget the product. It's all about the brand. It's all about the message and what it means to wear a shirt. You know, people don't really care about that shirt. They can get a shirt everywhere. No shirt is really special. It's about the brand behind it, the message. You know, people don't want to buy a plain T-shirts. They want to buy Louis Vuitton. You know, so I mean, a lot of people just waste so much time into making brilliant products when they spent months, years designing something, when they could have just spent a few months, a few weeks on it and just focus more on the branding and the brand behind it. So rookie mistake.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
Start small, but have a clear goal in mind, I would say, and stick to that goal. Definitely. Yeah.
So you have both kinds of you have B2B clients and personal clients that you work with?
Oh, our clients are only B2C. We don't do B2B clients.
Okay.
That's you know, B2B can be B2B. I immediately think of SaaS companies, which is just really, it's an interesting prospect because there's just so much money to be made, but it's incredibly expensive for the SaaS companies, and success is never guaranteed with those companies. It costs ridiculous amounts of money with that. It's very risky. Well, it's not so risky for us from a marketing POV, but you know, if our clients succeed, then we succeed. If our clients fail, then we won't necessarily fail, but you know, I will still sleep fine at night. But you know, just it's really hard. B2C is predictable because consumers are really predictable. You know, consumers special. They like to be in control. Well, they like to feel in control, not to be in control, but you know, it's more in-depth stuff about marketing campaigns, but you know, B2C is where it's at. Maybe tell you that.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a lot more consumers than businesses for sure, so B2C would be a lot easier too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot easier, yeah. But yeah, who knows what the future will hold for us. Maybe one day we start our own SaaS company, who knows, like a dating app for dogs or something. I don't know. I don't know. Just
okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's funny. So what are your plans for you mentioned you have some big plans for this year coming up, or is it all secret, or what can you talk about?
Well, yeah, we got some really big things planned for our company, especially. Okay. Definitely hiring, instead of doing everything ourselves. Bradley and I have been doing so much this year when we should have just outsourced a lot of stuff. So in 2023, we're really looking forward to not only working with contractors, but also actually hiring people full time.
Great.
And what happens at the end of the year? You know, no one knows. Okay. We got some interesting plans. Yeah. And maybe in a few years from now, like we talked about that with Bradley, would really like to release our own line of fragrances. And that would be so cool. Yeah, would be awesome. Like, I really like to collect fragrances. It's like a secret obsession of mine. Well, not secret. Like wherever I do, I wear fragrance. So I think that's something we really need to look into. It's a hard market. The fashion industry in general is ruthless. But
you know, I saw what's her name, the tennis star who just recently retired, Venus. She came out with a new line of fragrance, but it's did you see that? I thought that was interesting that she decided to go that route instead of just everybody has a perfume.
Yeah, I mean, I need a bit more context, but seems like a good marketing campaign. Yeah, the tennis player. Okay, fine. I would do that probably. But it's quite interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey guys, that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. And if you did, don't forget to like it and share it as much as possible. We'll meet here again, same time, same place, but with new guests. You can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube as well. I'm Karl, your friendly life coach, signing off. Take care. Bye.